Alright, hey you guys. So this message is going to be for Libra men. So hey Libra men, you know that people love Twizzlers. Once they pop, you can't stop Twizzlers. And guys said that's how people feel about Twizzlers. That's why you gotta get the big bag, boo. You got the big bag. I said, shoo. Once I get a Twizzler, I can't stop either. And Twizzler says, shit, we gonna do you a service again. And God said, ain't that the truth? A lot of y'all love Twizzlers. Y'all be like, shoot, don't we know it, nigga? Twizzlers are our lives. What the fuck happened to Miss Twizzler? She said, I'm so unique, and these motherfuckers be looking at me like I'm not unique. Shit, I'm unique, bitch. Miss Twizzler ain't shoot. Eat me too. So changes in the air, cause you know what? Twizzlers be fucking people up too. I mean, like, ain't that the truth? But we gonna do this bitch a service. Okay? Y'all don't like that. So what up, Libra men? How y'all doing? I said, damn. There's a lot of cat hair on this ship. But we don't mind pets, you know? I'm just allergic to them, that's all. And they like, yeah, she just allergic, but she love us, nigga. And do. So let's see. And even that one bitch says, shit. I ain't even think to ask you for your channel, but shit. Nigga, can you play that back so I can see what the fuck is going on? I said, bitch, I thought you was throwing up a gang sign. Unfortunately. I said, ain't that the truth? A lot of people want to come to people and act like, you know what? I'm going to defend my gang sign. And God said, y'all need to get y'all mind right. You really looking like a shit. Ain't nothing wrong with you got on. And you like, shoot, she ain't say nothing about my outfit. And you look amazing. You like, don't I? And you do, nigga. Unfortunately. I said changes in the air. So let's see what's gonna come out for these Libra males. Because that's how somebody want to address your ass. What up, male? Because you're a Libra male. So let's see, nigga. This going to be my last reading because I got to put my feet up. Oh, it's only, okay, 6:20. Okay. It's only 6:29. I thought it was later than that. But I still got to put my feet up because having a demon in both feet ain't good, boo. They like, yeah. Nobody told nobody nothing, but they really be sitting up here just trying to see when y'all gonna die. Are they dead yet? Nope. Shit. If it was any one of us, we'd be dead right now. And they'd be like, ain't that the truth? So let's see. Libra men. What's the important message for Libra men? A lot of people don't even know your true gender, but they never even question your gender, and you always got this shit going on. Like, shit, I am a couple. You stay in couples. And that's what you don't want to tell nobody here, too. A family is here. Coming out with aliens and grandpa or grandma. And God says, shit, she don't even want to talk about that shit. I said, unfortunately. But pay attention to the red flags. Someone may want to get connected with you and all this other shit and buddy and chummy because you that nigga. And you really realizing that shit, wait a minute. I am that nigga. And I don't like the fact that people know that I'm that nigga. Because that means that they may be trying to, you know what, fuck me up. Or love me. I don't know. And you don't like that. You like, yeah, this is not good. Oh, you that nigga that come from so-and-so that knows so-and-so and... No, nigga, I ain't that nigga. Mm-mm. Nope. Caregiver is here. I said, that bitch been taking care of everything all this time, and you know what? You want to act like they ain't took care of some shit for you and everything, made you better and everything, and you gonna act like what? You know what I'm saying? I said, nigga, let's chop it up. Come on. You like, no, I'm good. Nigga, let's chop it up. You like, no, I'm good. Nigga, get over here. Because we need to chop it up, bitch. And you like, shit. I'll sit for a second. Okay, what? Just sit there. And that's what that nigga be making you do. Sit there. And you don't know why this nigga's making you sit there, but there's a reason for it, boo. Fed up is here. So there may be a caregiver that's fed up and everything. And I said, yeah, when caregivers are fed up, it can fuck up some shit. And you literally just said, you know what? I can't take care of none of this. And you really just left someone to fend for themselves. And that's what you thought you was going to do to someone else and be like, yeah, you out here now. And you really want to stalk this nigga and see this nigga, where this nigga at and all sorts of shit and everything. You always trying to see nothing now. But everybody know that you that nigga. And you was supposed to take care of this and take care of that and take care of all this other shit. And all y'all Libra men be talking about, you know what, that nigga needs to do this, that bitch needs to do that and all this other shit. But you don't take care of shit. See? And you one of them niggas. And you act like you not. Shit. Greed is here, baby. You and that other bitch, y'all like, yeah, we'll act like we taking care of shit, but y'all ain't taking care of nothing. So pop the question is here. You may need to pop the question in the essence of holy matrimony or something, or just an important question that you need to ask here, boo. And grandma said, leave your fears behind. It says they're stopping this relationship from blossoming. So you don't want to tell people that shit, I'm going to need nothing. But I need you to be okay. You okay? Huh? I need to check up on you and all this other stuff. And I don't know what the fuck was going on, but you do. See? Because that whole they know not what they do shit, y'all motherfuckers know too much. And you ain't even want that bitch to be sitting up here doing this and doing that and everything, because that showed you that they don't give a fuck. See? And you like, yeah, that was a not give a fuck moment. And you looking like, unfortunately, here too. It says left you hanging. It says no closure, no contact, and left on red. And you looking like shit. Ain't that the truth? A meeting is here. You really thought that people was going to communicate with you about what? I thought I was on everything. No. And people shouldn't be communicating outside of something out of nowhere. And they know that too. See? And that's why motherfuckers don't even have information that they need to have. And they like, yeah, we don't know if it's that one or not. Damn. And grandma said, ain't that the truth? Love-hate relationship is here. So someone here is having a meeting and you know what? They like, shit, we need to do something. And they do. Because that's hazard to not even your health, but a multitude of other people. And they like, yeah, we don't think you're capable of moving forward to being a caregiver of anything. See, you ain't lost your mind. You just a crazy ass motherfucker. And you love to fuck up people and send people through the trenches and make people feel this way and feel that way. And you don't mind fucking up yourself in the process. So if you don't value yourself, if you don't keep yourself safe and love yourself, nigga, we can't sit up here and act like you're going to take care of all this other shit. And I said, yeah, give me this. I'll give it to them. And they will definitely CCC everybody. And that bitch can't have it either. And I said, ain't that the truth? Let's go ahead and get this shit together. Shit, set it all up. So all they got to do is walk in and be okay. And grandma said, that's what you don't even know yet, boo. social media is here. I said, so many people have identified themselves for people to understand who the fuck they are when they click on this shit. And I said, that's what people need to know here too. So it's imperative for y'all not to know shit no more. And Grandma said, that's what you don't even know yet. See, people have already identified themselves, and you looking like, yeah, I don't know that bitch, but that bitch be talking this and saying this, saying that. I don't agree with none of that shit. What y'all think? Nigga, you sound stupid. I said, I don't think this nigga know that we know that this nigga know this bitch. And I think that, you know what? He either lost his mind or he ain't thinking. Unfortunately. And God said, ain't that the truth? A cult is here. So there's a lot of people that literally be gaining a following and starting occult groups and all this other shit. And you don't want other people to have access to do that, but shit, we out here, boo. And I said, damn. They don't want to be identified, but they like, shoot, you identified us, but that don't mean nothing because it could have been just your imagination, just like your ass. A lot of y'all motherfucking Libra men be sitting up here, okay, thinking that you wearing chaps and you Chuck Norris walking down the street like you, yeah, I'm finna pull out your gun, yeah. Get your ass out of here, nigga. You stay in a childlike state of mind, and it's time for y'all to grow the fuck up. Grandma said, we know. And that's our truth. So change is in the air. And Grandma said, get another bottle, damn it. Hold on. Y'all need to send me a cash app so I can, you know what, stay in the hotel room and, you know what, pay my phone bill, y'all. So let's see. Tell me more for Libra men. A lot of people may be looking at you and saying, you know what, you getting a check for something, but you ain't taking care of something. And that's fucked up. And you thought you was going to get away with this shit, but somebody here is taking care of everything. And you act like they not. I said, you ain't no comparison to this, to that. Why you act like you are, nigga? I said, ain't that the truth? I said, you want to drop a dime on somebody and snitch on somebody, but shit, even that nigga gave rights to something, and you like, damn, and they did. See? And that's kind of fucked up, but shit, that bitch got to do everything, and I don't want shit no more. And God said, ain't that the truth? It says, I still feel so attracted to you, but it's in reverse. Whoever you fucking with or whoever you bonding with right now, they don't feel attracted to you. And there's something about you that, you know what, don't nobody really feel attracted to you. And, you know, they have to be bamboozled. You got to drug up people. You got to, you know what, come out your pocket and, you know what, sway a bitch, be like, yeah. Because ain't nobody want your ass. And God said, ain't that the truth? It says, your smile is making me melt every time I see your face. And that's what you need to know here today, too. Yeah, it says, I want to reach out to you. It says, I want to tell you so many times already how much I miss you. And my Cash App is EEI GROW, the word grow, the number 8. So EEI GROW 8 Cash App. And if you want to send it to PayPal, it's just my whole name, one word, Infinite McGee. It says, time spent with you was the happiest time of my life. So someone here loves spending time with you and chopping it up with you, but they already know that your ass will leave them stranded and abandoned. But this one, you want to be like, no, I think I'll keep that one because that one, you know what, feeds my ego. And you like people that feed your ego, see? And you're really looking like, yeah, That nigga was feeding my ego all the way up until the moment that, you know what, they couldn't feed my ego. And that's your thing. People that feed your ego. See? So you will keep that one, but the other one's like, nigga, you ain't shit. And you really left that motherfucker and said, shit, fend for yourself then, nigga. And grandma said, you gonna have to pay for that here too. Cause that nigga ain't that far away. And you thought that nigga didn't know how to do this and didn't know how to do that and all this other shit. I said, shit, that nigga been going there for a long time, and we teach these niggas how to do everything. Cause motherfuckers like you will try to fuck up people, and they like, don't we know it, boo? I said, even this other nigga saying, shit, I know things and I ain't gonna tell nobody. And grandma said, ain't that the truth? So change is in the air. It says, I will be there by your side when the time is right, when you're ready. And you like, I don't think so, but somebody will. Someone ain't gonna help and assist you, but shit, they gonna take care of something further. And they like, shoot, I don't think they gonna do this. You know what? Contact that motherfucker and see if they will. But they like, shit, can you send some money so we can get some phones on and some rent paid and some lights paid and everything, nigga? And God said, ain't that the truth? So if you're dealing with the water sign, call me. Dealing with the earth sign, it says, watched you grow up in secret and never told anyone who they was, a stalker. Dealing with the air sign, you will survive. And dealing with the fire sign, it says, okay, it says you're welcome. No, you welcome foreigner people. No, you welcomed foreign people into your life, and they decided to take stock of how you did things and steal your truth. It says, damn, it's not going to work anymore. And that's what you need to know here, boo. So pay attention.